Hello and welcome back to Caught by the Cat. I'm just on the Shrewsbury Newport canal on the site of what was Polly's Lock. This is infield. Once stood here, they reckon it's still in place underneath here, and it was dropping down in that direction. You can kind of see a line on the drone footage, but you will see like a lighter green line. Like a brighter green line, and that's the route of the canal. But it goes straight ahead there. The old footpath across here, which runs across the top, was the original site of the bridge going across. But yeah, they think this is still here. This is hopefully just to dig out, and probably a little bit of work. You then went across here to the stream where there was an aqueduct which went across, which doesn't exist anymore. So we're just above Strine Brook, which runs to the side of the canal. So you used to be able to divert the brook to go to Longford Mill. There was a reference to Longford Mill in the Domesday book, and it was situated just over a mile from here. It was a tower windmill that could be operated either by wind or water. So this would originally have been an aqueduct going across there into the line here. So the canal survived for quite a while compared to a lot of canals that have closed. Reason being, it wasn't so badly affected by the railways as others. What actually killed the canal eventually was the roads. So after the First World War, they just couldn't compete with road transport. And it survived though till 1944, when the canal was closed. After the closure by an Act of Parliament, the derelict mile-and-a-half section of the Newport Canal was transferred into the ownership Newport Urban District, who decided to keep it full, and they turned it into into fishing basically, which is why it still survives now. So the canal here is quite a large basin. I'm not sure if that's original or not. The maps I've got for it, that I've been able to get on my phone, kind of show it as a straight line. So I think this may have been dug out for fishing. I could be wrong on that. It's really quite nice down this section. It's very, very clear water. Well, it's not full of weeds and stuff down here. It's maintained for fishing, so I think it's regularly fished. There's a couple of guys down there now fishing it. This is a bit of an impromptu video. I came up for a canal festival. The weather was awful, so it was at Norbury Wharf and Junction, which is the start of this canal. So I thought I'd kind of just try and drive away from the rain. And it's actually quite nice here considering it's only just down the road. So I haven't got as much info to hand because I was never planning to make this video. So I'm just trying to make the best of a bad day. So I hope you still enjoy it. I'm walking back up now. I've walked down to this end, and there's quite a lot of wildlife down there. There's a few swans nesting. This lock I'm coming up to now, there's a swan nesting at the bottom. The footpath's actually closed off. I think it may be because of the swan. They have been doing some work to the towpaths down here, which are quite nice down here actually. So it could be something to do with that. There's also, if you look through here, look, there's another couple of swans. There's quite a few down there. They seem friendly enough. I've walked past a few and they haven't attacked me. I seem to be a magnet for swans. They hate me. So the canal had about 34 locks on it, 11 originals. So the canal was originally a tugboat canal, and it was eventually joined onto the main network at Norbury Junction. And yeah, it took quite a few locks to get up to that section there. I think there's about 17 up near the junction. Polly's Lock is number 22. We're now approaching Lock 21, which is Ticket House Lock. Named because the white building is the old ticket house. So when boats were passing, they had to pay a toll. As you can see here, the locks have been largely filled like this. So they're stepped. Safety, I assume, when they did it. So it's like I say, they were kind of kept for fishing. So the locks have just been filled, stepped down, so it waterfalls down, cascades down into the next section. There won't be a massive amount of drone footage here because there's a nesting swan, which I really don't want to disturb. I believe this was an original bridge as well. I use walkway routes quite a bit, and it states that it is original. There's a lot of iron in there, which rings true to the area. Telford was the main man around here, involved in a lot of projects. He wasn't the first principal engineer on the project, Josiah Clowes was, but he passed away in 1795, when he was still in the middle of building an aqueduct. So Thomas Telford took over the construction of Longdon-on-Tern. It was originally going to be rebuilt in stone or brick, but William Reynolds, who was quite heavily involved in the Shrewsbury Canal Company, led him to reconsider, and cast iron was used. So I assume much the same there. Bridges would have made money for people who were running the canal. Some more nesting up here. The swan in the water was sat right here when I walked down and didn't even bat an eyelid. They got eyelids? I assume they have. Okay, you can see the swan turning its eggs. I would have liked to have flown down here, but again, I'm not going to disturb the nest. Swans are bigger than my drone as well, so they will win. So we're coming up to Town Lock now, which is Lock 20. So when I say about the locks, between Norbury Junction and Warpenshaw, there's 23 locks. The rest are on the rest of the network, further down towards Shrewsbury and on the branches. The branch was an inclined plane actually. I think there were 2 branches in total. I don't think either are going to be reopened. So this section is obviously filled in. The reason being, after it was in about 1970, construction waste from the upgrading of the high street was dumped into the soft canal bed. This caused a section to rise. It was then filled in, leaving only the narrow concrete section over here. So this carries water from the section above the town lock down through. First up there we've got the bridge, which was made larger at some point to accommodate more traffic. You can see just below, this is very low here. You can see as we're coming through, you're going into the lock again. Same thing's been done to it. It's been backfilled. And then you've got a little outlet there running down, which runs into that channel underneath here. I was speaking to someone at the Canal Festival earlier, and I think these are the gates he mentioned, which aren't they're just cut gates, just to fill the section up to make it look like a lock. In 1971, the Strine Valley sewer was also laid down through here, so it goes underneath the lock and through underneath the bridge. I assume if restoration ever happens, they'll have to divert that. Very similar to the Lichfield, they've got the big pipe. You see actually manholes underneath there as well. So just a quick crossover to the other side here. So this is a Newport wharf here and basin just here. It was created at the same time as the canal was built by William Provis at a cost of £683, which is about £80,000 today. The wharf brought down the price of quite a few things, particularly coal, and meant they could transport agricultural goods and manufactured goods. The only wharf building that still survives is the Black Shed. The other building was moved in 1974 to Bliss Hill Museum, which was the old wharf warehouse. All fishing spots here as well. So fishing saved this canal really, as I'm sure all of this would have been buried otherwise. So it was good thinking by the council to do something about it. Another swan nesting just over there. They're everywhere on here, swans and ducks and everything. So the same situation here as I was on the other locks. It's been filled and then stepped down. So this is lock number 19, Fisher's Lock. Quite a good view of the steps on this one. You've got the original lock gates. It would have been in here. You can see where they sit in. You've got the cutout where the paddle would have been. it's on the gate, you'd have opened it up to let water through, and obviously this is where the sign bit here is where the gate would have sat in, and then it would have been attached via a pin around sort of this section here. I'm actually going to end the video here. Every couple hundred yards you go, there's swans nesting or ducklings in the water, and I don't really want to disturb anything, especially when the ducklings are so young and the swans are, you know, sitting on a nest. So I don't want to fly my drone, I don't want to disturb them. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please click the like and subscribe, click the bell buttons here about my future videos. Also, get on the website for the Shrewsbury Newport Canal Trust. They could do with more members, as always. So the link's there to follow. So have a great day. Thank you very much.